They are America's most famous criminal couple. The story of Bonnie and Clyde was even made into a movie starring Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway. But their family says the legend portrayed in the film doesn't tell the whole story, a story with strong ties to KC. KCTV5's Nathan Vickers reports several items connected to the real Bonnie and Clyde are now up for sale.
It's an unusual gathering.
Bonnie Parker was my aunt.
Families of notorious fugitives.
My dad was L.C. Barrow, Clyde's younger brother.
Their history is on display in Platte County, where Bonnie and Clyde once narrowly escaped a shootout with law enforcement.
It's become amazing at the interest that people still have in it.
Now a handful of items are popping up in a sale next week.
That's this Browning shotgun.
Bobby Livingston works for the Boston Auction Company, selling some of the Barrow gang's personal items, like Bonnie's book of poetry and a scathing letter Clyde wrote to a man who crossed him.
Show the least of sympathy or assistance from me, so long, Clyde Barrow.
Some of the items were salvaged from crime scenes.
They started keeping things from the minute they had a shootout.
The lovers captured the country's imagination during the Depression, and for decades to follow in Hollywood and popular culture.
The fact that this love story, these two kids, somehow has resonated through time, appeals to people around the world.
But what you've seen in the movies isn't the whole story.
They were outlaws. They were outlaws, and they paid the ultimate price.
The only thing left of Bonnie and Clyde's Kansas City shootout is this marker near the airport. For the families of those involved, the myths are nothing to celebrate.
Did everything we could to keep the public away from the family.
I think it's really sad waste of 2 young lives plus the other lives of the victims.
Raylene Linder and Buddy Barrow aren't collectors. The items aren't theirs to sell.
Clyde would have wanted to make as much money as he could. I'm sure he's smiling somewhere.
While they can joke about it a little, for them, Bonnie and Clyde is a tragedy.
It's sad for all the families involved. It really is.
Forget the gangster films for just a second. They're here to share their family's story. In Kansas City, Nathan Vickers, KCTV 5 News.